Hey Cyber folks, here's a little video on some help with the Terminus game and this Linux list of commands. So if you click on this link to the Terminus game, it's a really cool way to learn Linux. It's crazy. You play this game and you pick up so many different things. Now what I want you to start doing is, if you click on this list of Linux commands, you'll bring up this. I want you to start writing down a command you use and write what it means. Now you might not know that PWD means working directory, but you do know that it tells you where you are. So it's kind of nice to have this plain English version, and we can add the fancier versions later for what they are. But you're going to list every command you know, and it starts off giving you some hints. It says you can look at your surroundings with ls. You can move to a new location with the command cd and then whatever the location is. You can backtrack with a ... And you can interact with things in the world with the word less item. If you forget where you are, type pwd. So that's a good one to start with. It means print working directory. Oh wait, hold on, let me go back. Let me get back here. It seemed to have saved where I was, and that might be good. Okay, so now we're in the first room, and this is where I want to do pwd. This is home, right? We are home. So we already know what pwd means. It means it tells you where you are. It means print working directory. And then let's try some of the other things. As soon as you get to a place, the next thing you should really try is looking at your surroundings. This is a game you can win, by the way. It's kind of cool. So you hit ls, and it lists things. It lists locations, which is Western Forest, Northern Meadow, and MIT, and then item welcome center. So maybe I want to interact with this welcome letter. So I'm going to type in less space welcome letter. Now be careful, because if you misspell anything, watch this. See how I misspelled welcome letter? I left off the E. It says there is none. That's just because I typed it wrong. So you have to be really careful when you type things. Just make sure you spell them right. And then, see, it gives you stuff. You already kind of read the welcome letter, right? So if I go back to list, where do you want to go? Western Forest, Northern Meadow. So you're just going to explore, and you're going to find yourself in a story soon. How do I change locations? You do CD location. I'm going to do CD, and I have to spell it right again. Western Forest. And it says you have moved to the Western Forest. You enter and travel deep into a forest. Eventually, it leads to a clearing with a large, impressive building. On the signs on it reads Spelled Casting Academy, Elite School of Magic. So you're here. What do? How about look around? How do you look around? LS. Ooh, that's cool. And then you can see inside here there's a Spellcasting Academy. There's a sign. There's the back of the sign. So you can interact with these by typing less, and you'll get the hang of it. And all along the way, you're like, okay, what does ls do? Right now, you might only think, and I write the plain English, ls lists locations and items. Okay, or it's a way to look around. Okay, what does it actually do? ls is actually for list, and it tells you what directories and files are located in your working directory. Now, you didn't know that part, but you definitely knew this part, and it kind of is nice to connect to this game. We're going to start getting flags with ls too, and that comes in the game too. So it's actually a really cool way. It was made by the people at MIT, which is why if you go back a layer, watch CD ... I'll go back a layer, and if I look around again, remember I could have gone to MIT. Well, that's not there by accident. It's because they wrote this game, people at MIT, as a way to teach people how to use Linux. So that's just a quick little tutorial. Start visiting places. Remember, and every time you come across something like CD ... well, how about CD and then location? I'll put brackets because you're supposed to type in the location, right? We'll talk about flags later. What is that? Why did I do that? There we go. CD location means CD means change directory. And for us, it allows us move to different places. So you're really writing the stuff in parentheses. We'll fill in all the fancy terms for it. It allows you to switch which directory you are operating. And then CD ... So these are all the ones they gave us to begin with. Hate the auto formatting. What does that one do? That one allows this change directory. Back. This one allows you to go back a layer of the directory. Okay. And in the game, it allows you to backtrack. So if you're ever somewhere you don't want to be, you're like, oh, I don't want to go to MIT yet. You go CD ... and now I am back home. I'm like, I want to go back to the Western Forest. Oh, Western Meadow. Oh, it is forest. And then ls, look around. And then, oh, I don't think I changed my directory. Oh, I didn't put CD Western Forest. But anyway, it's actually an adventure, and you'll figure it out. It's pretty cool. So mess around with this. It takes a while, but the more you do, the better you'll get at Linux commands, and it's crazy. You'll start picking these things up, and then we'll go back to doing lessons, and you'll know what PWD does, and you'll know you type in ls as soon as you go. If you want to switch directories, you'll know CD does that, and then less, think of what less does, and all these things. And it's okay right now if you don't know what they mean, but as far as the game goes, just put it in parentheses, because I like having that connection when we learn the, the computer science part of it. All right, so have some fun. It is a great way to learn, and yeah, pretty cool. All right, talk to you later, folks.